To most, ciphery is a rather mundane and easy to understand subject. Most people can use it naturally and maybe get better as they learn to understand it more. But the average person can only output a rather small amount of Kerr, and as such it greatly decreases their potential with ciphery. But there are those who are born with an extraordinary amount of Kerr. Individuals who can hold the Kerr of dozens of men and cast spells that could level armies. And while everyone has the potential to learn ciphery, only a select few are born with the potential to become a true cipherer. The typical way the average person would use ciphery is through inscribed tools, which contain the actual ciphers and spells, and sometimes even supply the Kerr. But cipherers are not limited to pre-inscribed tools, as their talents lie with the ability to create ciphers on the fly, weaving intricate spells with their words, or for the more experienced, with their thoughts. This means that they are not bound to bullets or tools preloaded with ciphery, but can craft their own unique spells that fit their needs exactly. The unfortunate downside to this is that it takes time, both to cast and how to learn to cast it, as unlike with ciphered bullets, which are safe and stable, cipherers have to ensure that their spells are absolutely perfect, lest they have unintended or even disastrous consequences. A single slip of the tongue could lead their gun to blow apart or have their organs rupture. This means that cipherers are most often quite calm, clear-minded, and hyper-focused individuals, able to keep their cool under even the most stressful of situations. The cipherers' most revered tool, of course, are their guns, as they are not the typical variety. Cipherers prefer to carry revolvers that can withstand their powerful outputs. As such, they are most commonly seen carrying either the venerated hand cannon or their more iconic tool of choice, the caliver. A long-barreled, heavy and sturdy revolver, the caliver is made to output only the most powerful, dangerous and specialized cipheries, and to aid in this, they are quite long and built to be extremely robust, and even carry a secondary supply of Kerr to give their bolts even more power. Cipherers aren't typically seen in the thick of battle, as both the nature of their ciphery and their weapons often do not allow for fast-paced action. You'll find them more commonly hugging the backlines, supporting their allies and eliminating targets from a safe distance. Some cipherers even have the tendency to hide in far-off corners, atop hills, in the trees, or buried beneath dirt and foliage. To aid in this, these spellslingers love to employ a cloak made from the hide of a chameleonic dragon, which can shift texture and color to match its environment, cleanly hiding them from sight. Ciphery is a strenuous and daunting task, and as such, any cipherer worth their salt will employ the use of a familiar. Most commonly, this comes in the form of familiar cores, which are used as anchors for spirits to be bound to as they inhabit the physical realm. Most cipherers make a contract with spirits to act as their familiars, and they become temporarily bound to this anchor, and to their master. The cores are like little flying spotter drones that can cast minor spells or directly feed sensory information to their master, essentially giving them a bird's eye view or a second pair of eyes to aid in targeting. For the Sittings Wizards, I wanted to achieve something familiar but fitting for the theme of magic-slinging cowboys. I wanted to visually indicate to the viewer that they are wizards, and the cowboy wizard hat, I think, does a nice job of doing that. The design shown here is a bit basic, but I had a lot of fun coming up with it. But it's definitely meant to serve more as a vanilla baseline for the idea of caliver cipherers. I didn't go too much into the finer details on this video because I'm still figuring those out, but the basics I feel are a great basis to build off of. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments. And if you have any suggestions for topics, please be sure to let me know that as well. And in any case, thank you for watching. Cheers.